5 investment principles, especially is overhype. There's so much of overhype in the market at this stage. Now when I say overhype, it includes, see, if there's suddenly a new project or a new area coming, and it will come now in Dubai, the prime areas. What are the prime areas in Dubai? Downtown, Dubai Marina. Now, because these prime areas are packed, full, sold out, done. Clearly, they have to create hype into new areas. So you have to be extremely careful when these new areas come by. How can you secure yourselves? It's by both quantitative analysis, that is analysis of data, actual facts. Now you will find facts. You need to do a bit of due diligence, but facts are out there in the market. So you need to complete your due diligence. That is by quantitative analysis. Number 2 is a comparative analysis. Comparative analysis is more of just pure numbers, means the product, price per square foot, what's the area, what's the square footage, you know, so you need to compare the products, because this gives you a lot of clarity towards investment. Now, overhype, I've seen a lot of products in the market where, when I say overhype, I mean literally some of the renderings don't match to the actual product. So some of the renderings are not, it's not the same. So don't fall for the renderings. Some sales agents give you a lot of pressure. So there are some agents, so you must understand that most of these agents are on commissions, they're on targets. So there's so much of pressure from their company that they will tell you there's only 1 unit left, or the 2 units left, or 3 units left. So don't fall for that hype, that pressure. You know, you need to conduct your due diligence and then accordingly take a wise action. So point number 5 is overhype. So point number 4, CDO. Contractor versus developer versus operator. Now you need to understand who all these 3 are. If all of them are a right fit, your product will turn out to be good in the long term. So sometimes in Dubai especially, I don't want to name developers, there are contractors who have become developers. So they may be excellent in terms as a contractor, but are they good as a developer? Then once the product is developed, who is going to manage and operate the entire building? See, because in Dubai, sometimes a lot of people become developers just to develop a brand name. And then they use the brand name, of course, it leads to multiple business opportunities. So we need to understand all 3, if all of them 3 fit right. Because see, this is one of the biggest construction sites in Dubai right now. But do they have the caliber to make, so 50% of it is towards that side, which is magnificent, which is beautiful, it's getting done, and we're going to see some images of what they've done. And if I compare the renderings to reality, it's actually, they did it, and they've done it over and over again, whether it's Burj Khalifa, whether it's Dubai Hills, Dubai Mall, Dubai Marina, Arabian Ranches 1, Ranches 2. I mean, you can name any community, the renderings and the final product are matched, and because they have taken care of the management, the product has sustainability. But then I've had cases when a contractor tries to become a developer, the product doesn't look this nice. Or when a product has been developed and the operations is given to a third party, what happens is when the operations is given to a third party, it becomes very convenient blame game. And the operator is probably one of the most, each one of these, I cannot compromise on any of these. Who is the contractor? Is the contractor a part, is the same part of the family of the developer? The operator, who is taking care of the management of the entire building? Because if the management is not right, I've seen buildings that are brand new in Dubai. Post 1 year, it looks like it's 10 or 20 years old. But at the same time, for example, an Emaar building, one of their first towers in Dubai Marina, it's called Original 6 Towers. Till date, if you could look at it, it looks phenomenal. It looks like one of the best properties in the whole of Dubai. Same case, let's say Arabian Ranches 1. Till date, it's considered one of the best villa communities in Dubai. Why? Because the management is taken care of by Emaar. I'm not saying Emaar is the only developer who does this. There are other developers, but CDO is extremely crucial for a good investment. So point number 3, master developer. Now, who your master developer is extremely crucial. Now look around me. Can you see the gaps between the buildings? Like especially those. See, there's a lot of synchrony and a lot of gap. It's well spaced, the right amount of hotels, right amount of retail section. Do you see this bridge? So if you look at the master plan of Dubai Creek Harbour, you'll find this bridge. It goes all the way through the park to Address Grand, and on this side you'll be able to walk towards the Creek Tower. It's all planned. Now, not every master developer can execute like they've planned. Now, typically you'll find a lot of master developers who just sell plots. So they buy a big chunk of land, they sell plots, make profit. Now, I do that back in India, so I understand this process. And so in India, what I do is I buy a big chunk of land, I divide them into villa plots and I sell them, and it's a fantastic business model. But I don't think that works here in Dubai. So, and the problem with the private master developer is that they build these back-to-back buildings. You know, it look like these stacks of ugly buildings, and if by mistake you take a property that faces each other, your investment is zilch, zero, null, void. So it's very, very critical to choose the right master developer. Again, I'm emphasizing it's not just Emaar. There are some brilliant master Miras. Have you seen Blue Waters Island? They're coming up with a new project called the Acres. I'm going to talk a lot about Acres in my upcoming videos, but choose the master developer very, very wisely. Understand the whole vicinity of your project. It's not just that one building or that one apartment. What is in your entire community? How is your master developer spacing between the buildings, and what is the total outlook, the external outlook? You sometimes have to look from beyond to imagine sky view. You need to have an aerial, a drone view of the entire community, and you should enjoy your community. So point number 3, master developer. So point number 4 is floor plan. Now, before I get into floor plan, remember point number 2, CDO, the O for operator. Just look around me. Now, I remember in 2021, I forced my buyers to invest in this project. Vida is the 4-star brand of Emaar. And I remember Palace, that's right opposite Vida. Palace and Address are 5-star brands of Emaar. Today, the investors who sold early about, let's say 6 months ago, they made $500,000 dirhams profit. Today, I'm talking about 100%, all of them made at least $1 million dirhams in profit. So that's if you follow the 5 investment principles. And I was just emphasizing on point number 2, a part of point number 2 of O, operator. It's critical on how you, and if you just look around, you'll understand the importance. Now, let's get to point number 2, floor plan. See, nowadays I've observed another thing with a lot of developers. They emphasize on the price. They'll say starting from 1.13 million or starting from 1.4 million. They'll never give you the size or the floor plan. Now, your entire investment, especially if you're investing in off-plan market, it lies on the floor plan. I've seen a lot of products extremely small, non-livable. The property has to be functional. So I've seen 1-bedroom apartments which can only be used as an Airbnb. It cannot a family. Now, if you understand Dubai's demographic, there are people who live with micro families in a one bedroom apartment as well. And if they don't have enough space, how do you function? So eventually people are going to move towards functional apartments. So there is an awkward supply. There's a dysfunctional supply of property where there's one section where there are good proper floor plans, and there's a huge sector of the properties that is going to come into the market by 2026, where you have properties that really good tiny floor plans, really tiny floor plans, non-livable. I'm talking about both apartments and villas. So by 2026, only the properties with good floor plans will get high occupancy and higher ROIs, because your rental return matters, right? So only the ones with good floor plans, good views, good location, good master developer, like I said, all the 5 investment principles come together. Only they will achieve a good occupancy, which is equivalent to your returns. The others will have a tough time. And I personally believe a property and investment should be liquid. Means if I want to sell it now, I can sell it now. So only when these 5 investment principles come together and you make a sensible investment, you'll be able to achieve that. So point number 2 is floor plan. Drums roll. You're going to wait for my point number 1. So finally, my number 1, it's always price. Your price per square foot is extremely essential, because we need to identify whether we have space to make more money. Let's suppose if we invest around 2,000 dirham per square foot, does the area have potential to go towards a 3,000 or 4,000 dirham per square foot? So there are some locations where I feel like the price has touched a saturation limit and can't go beyond due to the existing stock in the area. So your price per square foot, again, it's not a singular factor. It's these 5 factors combined, and you can make your ideal investment. So thank you for watching. Mohammed Zohaib. Experience the experience.